Hello guys, I am Sanuj Upadhyay, student of AITR Indore. Today I am presenting a topic in operating system known as directory structure and file protection. So let's start the session. The subtopics should be covered in this presentation are as follows. In directory structure, overview of directory structure, types of directory structures, operations on directory structure and key takeaways for quick revision of this session. In file protection, we are going through the following topics are types of access control, and protection approaches. Now, first of all, we are going through overview of directory structure. The directory structure organizing the files by keeping entry of all the related files. In overview, the two important features must be taken care while maintaining a directory. First one is a user must have the freedom of giving the desired name of the file without taking into the consideration that the file names are used by the other user on the system. A user must be able to share the files he creates and he must also be able to access these files created by the other user. In a directory structure, a directory always have a information or the group of information of related files are as follows. First, let us now study the directory structure with the help of figure above. So the file field contains file name, contains the name of the concerned file in the directory. Type field indicates the kind of category of the file. Location information indicates the location where the file is stored. Protection information field contains the information whether the file can be accessed by the other user in the system or not. And the flag field contains the kind of directory entries like d values, and flag indicates that the file in a directory value. L value indicates the file is a link or the value M indicates that the file is a mounted file system. Now going through the next slide. Now the type of directory structure. Simply in operating system directory are of four types. First is single level directory structure. In single level directory structure, having only one directory which is called the root directory. The user are not allowed to create subdirectories under the root directory. All the files created by the several users are present in the root directory only. As you can see in the diagram below, all the above files F1, F2, F3 and F4 created by the different users are present in the root directory. There is one drawback in a single level directory structure. A user cannot use the same file name used by the another user in the file system. Even if the file with the same name is created, the old file will get destroyed first and replaced by the new file having the same name. So this is the single level directory. Now two level directory structure or also known as second level directory structure. In two-level directory structure, the user creates directory directly inside the root directory. Means once a user creates such directory, further he cannot create any subdirectories. So directly inside their own directory, and this directory allows to use the same name for the files but under different user directory. Third one is tree directory structure. In a tree directory structure, except the root directory, every directory has only one parent directory. So there is a total separation between the user and the provide complete naming freedom. Here, if a user wishes to access another user file, it has to go through the two or more directory which is shown in the figure. The tree directory structure provides a asymmetric for the user to access the shared files of a different user. For example, a user can access a file of its own user directory with a shorter path than the other user. Now, fourth is acyclic graph directory structure. Simply, this problem can be solved by acyclic graph directory structure, that is, arise in a tree directory structure. This directory structure allows a directory or a file to have many parent directories. So a shared file in our directory structure can be pointed by the other user directories who have access to that file using the link. In the diagram below, you can see that the directory having the file f7 and fs have two parent directories. Now operation on directory structure. First searching, second is creating, third one is deleting and list a directory. In a searching, a directory can be searched for a particular file for another directory. It can also be searched to list all the files with the same name. In creating operation, a new file can be created and inserted to the directory, or new directory can be created keeping in mind that its name must be unique under that particular directory. Deleting. If a file is no longer needed by the user, it can be deleted from the directory. The entire directory can also be deleted if it is not needed. An empty directory can also be deleted. When our directory is empty, it is resembled by dot and dot dot. Fourth is list a directory. In list a directory of all the files in the directory can be retrieved, and also the content of the directory empty for each file in a list. To read the list of all the files in the directory, it must be opened, and after reading the directory must be closed to the free up the internal takes place. Now fifth one is renaming. The name of the files or a directory represents the content it holds and it uses. The files or directory can be renamed in case the content inside or the use of the file get changed. Renaming the file or directory also changes its position inside the directory. In link the operation, the file can be allowed to appear in more than one directory. Here, the system call create a link between the file and the name specified by the path where the file is to be appear. Quick revision of all the slide done through so far. So let's skip this slide and move towards the next subtopic of this session, that is file protection or protection in file system. In computer system, a lot of users' information is stored. The objective of the operating system is to keep safe the data of the user from the improper access to the system. So there are different type of access. First is read, write, execute, append, delete, and list. In read access, reading from a file, and writing or rewriting the file. Execute contains the loading the file, and after loading the execution process will get started. Writing the new information to the existing file. Editing must be end at the end of the existing file. Now deleting the file which is of no use and using its space for the another data. List part contains the list the name and attribute of the file, and operations like renaming, editing the existing file, copying. These can also be controlled. There are many protection mechanisms. Each of them mechanisms have different advantages and disadvantages and must be appropriate for the intended applications. Now, there are some access controls for the file protection. The general way of protection is to associate identity-dependent access with all the files and directory in called access control or ACL, which specify the name of the user and the types of access associated with each of the user. The main problem with the access list is their length. If we want to allow everyone to read a file, we must list all the users with the read access. This technique has two undesirable consequences: owner, group, and universes. The owner is the user who creates the file, and a group is a set of members who have similar needs and they are sharing the same file. Of universe, all the users are under the category called universe. Universe in the system, all the users are under the category called universe. The most common recent approach is to combine access control list with the normal general owner group and universe access control scheme. For example, Solaris uses the three category of access or by allow access control lists to be added to specific files and directories where more fine-grained access control is desired. Approaches. The access to any system is also controlled by the password. If the use of password are random and it is changed often, this may be result it limit the effective access to a file. The use of password contains some few disadvantages. The number of passwords are very large, so it is difficult to remember the large password. If one password is used for all the files there once it is discovered, all the files are accessible. Protection is on all or none basis. Now here is the end of this session. Thank you so much. If you like the video, subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon for latest update. Thank you.